On June 12th, 2025, millions of people around the world suddenly couldn't access their favorite apps. Spotify went silent, Discord went dark, and even ChatGPT stopped responding. What caused this massive internet meltdown that affected services used by billions? Today, we're diving deep into one of the biggest tech failures of 2025. Hey everyone, welcome back to cybercreed. If you tried using the internet on June 12th around midday, you probably experienced something unusual. Your apps weren't working. From music streaming to gaming platforms, from AI chatbots to cloud storage, a massive chunk of the internet just stopped. This wasn't a cyber attack or natural disaster. It was something much more surprising. Let me paint you a picture of how this unfolded. At exactly 10:51 a.m. Pacific time on June 12th, 2025, users across the globe started reporting issues. Within minutes, major platforms began going offline. Spotify users couldn't stream their music, Discord servers became unreachable, Google's own services like Gmail and Google Drive started failing, ChatGPT and other AI services went dark. Even websites using Cloudflare's services experienced problems. The outage wasn't limited to one region, this was truly global. Users from New York to Tokyo, from London to Sydney, all experienced the same frustrating reality. Their digital world had suddenly shrunk. So what actually happened? The answer lies in understanding how the modern internet works. And it's more fragile than you might think. The Google Cloud connection. The primary culprit was Google Cloud Platform, one of the world's largest cloud infrastructure providers. Google's own status page showed they were experiencing service issues with multiple GCP products, with outages beginning at 10:51 a.m. PT. But here's where it gets interesting. This wasn't just about Google's services failing. The real problem was what experts call cascading failure, the Cloudflare component. According to Cloudflare's official postmortem, the cause of this outage was due to a failure in the underlying storage infrastructure used by our workers' KV service, which is a critical dependency for many Cloudflare products. Cloudflare later confirmed that today's outage was due to a limited number of services that use Google Cloud. This created a domino effect. When Google Cloud had issues, it affected Cloudflare, which in turn affected thousands of websites and services that rely on Cloudflare's infrastructure. The dependency web. Think of the internet like a giant spider web. When you use Spotify, you are not just connecting to Spotify's servers. Your request might travel through your internet service provider, content delivery networks like Cloudflare, cloud platforms like Google Cloud, finally reaching Spotify's servers. When one major strand of this web breaks, in this case of Google Cloud, everything connected to it feels the impact. This outage wasn't just a technical inconvenience, it had real-world consequences. For businesses, companies relying on these services lost revenue during the outage hours. E-commerce sites couldn't process orders, streaming services couldn't serve content, and productivity tools became unusable. For remote workers, with Google Workspace services affected, millions of remote workers found themselves unable to access emails, documents, or join video meetings. For students and educators, educational platforms using these cloud services were disrupted, affecting online classes and learning platforms worldwide. The incident highlighted just how dependent our daily lives have become on cloud infrastructure that most people never think about. For those interested in the technical details, this outage reveals several critical aspects of modern internet architecture. Single points of failure. Despite redundancy built into cloud systems, the interconnected nature of modern web services creates unexpected single points of failure. When a major provider like Google Cloud experiences issues, the ripple effects are enormous. Third-party dependencies. Google acknowledged this, stating, "We are deeply sorry for this outage. This was a failure on our part." And while the proximate cause or trigger for this outage was a third-party vendor failure, we are ultimately responsible for our chosen dependencies. This admission is significant. It shows how even tech giants depend on external vendors, creating complex webs of interdependence. The speed of modern failures. Unlike outages of the past that might affect individual websites, modern cloud outages can take down thousands of services simultaneously within minutes. The scale and speed of this failure was unprecedented. This outage taught us several important lessons. For tech companies, diversification is key. Relying on a single cloud provider creates dangerous vulnerabilities. Better monitoring. Early warning systems need improvement to catch cascading failures. Transparent communication. Users appreciate honest, timely updates during outages. For users, backup plans, having offline alternatives for critical tasks is essential. Understanding dependencies, knowing which services rely on which providers, helps set realistic expectations. Patience during outages. Understanding the complexity helps with frustration management. This incident is part of a larger trend. According to Cloudflare's Q1 2025 report, internet disruptions were caused by cable damage, power outages, natural disasters, fire, cyber attacks, and technical problems. The frequency and impact of these outages are increasing as our digital dependency grows. The June 12th outage wasn't unique. It was just the most visible example of how fragile our interconnected digital infrastructure really is. As we move towards an even more cloud-dependent future, building resilience into these systems becomes crucial. So, how can we prevent future outages like this? Multi-cloud strategies. Companies are increasingly spreading their services across multiple cloud providers to avoid single points of failure. Edge computing. Moving processing closer to users reduces dependence on centralized cloud services. Better redundancy. Building true redundancy means ensuring backup systems don't share the same dependencies as primary systems. Improved monitoring. AI-powered monitoring systems can predict and prevent cascade failures before they happen. The Great Internet Outage of June 12, 2025 lasted only a few hours, but its impact was felt by millions worldwide. It served as a wake-up call about our digital dependencies and the fragility of the systems we rely on every day. While Google quickly resolved the global service disruption, the lessons learned continue to shape how tech companies approach infrastructure resilience. The next time your favorite apps go down simultaneously, remember, it might not be your internet connection. It could be another case of the interconnected web of modern technology showing its vulnerabilities. What do you think? Have you experienced any major internet outages that affected your day? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this deep dive interesting, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more tech analysis. Ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next investigation into the digital world around us.